I'm also not sure how well. This is always so hard, but it's lovely to see all your faces. Hold on, how do I get my, there we go. Oh, I make myself big. Yes, okay. I'm gonna turn on the music. Okay, can people hear the music? Now, yeah, and you can, up. Okay, now can you hear me? Yeah?
You're very loud and the music is kind of loud. You're a lot louder than the music.
Oh, well, that's good. I'll turn it up then. All right. How's that going? Okay. So we're going to start with some head tilts. Just to go down, up for 4, and then side, side for 4. We'll repeat that 4 times. And here, up, down, up, side, right, side, 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 and down, up, side, 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 again, and down, up, and side, 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 last time, down, up, and side, 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 side. Now just roll your head in a circle. Nice big circles. Go the other way. Now go back the other way and use your chest. So go really curl over, use your entire torso. Bend your knees a little bit. One more in that direction. Other way. 2 more. Last one. And come back to center. Now we're going to do, so you can see, take your clothes off. You're just going to go forward, back, and then side, 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 side. 4 times. Here we go. Front, back, side, side, side. Again. Front, back, and side, side, side. Again. Front, back, side, 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 side. Last time. Front, back, side, 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 side. Now smooth it out. Make a big circle with your torso. Other direction. Last body part to do that with your hips. Back, front, back. Okay, so here we go. And really bend your knees. You can get funky if you want. Feel it, circles. Oh yeah. Other way. And we get back. Just gonna roll out your body. Wake it up. Do a little stretch. Down. Pause it for a moment. Okay. Friends. Is that music working?
So it is working. I don't think you need to talk as loud though.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, it sounds like you're yelling, but it's very clear. So I think you can talk a little bit softer and then the music will be a little clearer. That's my thought.
This room I'm in is super echoey, so I can't tell what's going on. Okay, so now we are going to do a little bit of dancing. So we're going to go, these are plies. You're just going to bend your knees. Plie means to bend. You're just going to bend, bring your arms up in front. And then bring your arms up. And then you're going to go dive down. And then like drag it back up. And same thing. Plie, down, and up. So do that 4 times, and then we'll reverse it, which goes, your arms are gonna go up, and dive down, and swan up, and up, and dive down, swan up. Okay? Here we go. And then I was going to reverse it. So we'll do that 4 and 4. And then I'll cue you. And then I was going to go up on your balls of your feet and up. And then same thing, swan dive. Come up and up, swan, up 4 times, reverse it, up, arms first, down, and then dive, and up, and dive, and up. Yeah? Okay, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Arms up, dive down, come up. And again, keep bending into your ankles. 2 more times. Relax the ankles, front of the ankle. Arms up. Think of a big ball. One. Now come up onto your toes. Toes. You're picking something up with your arms. Last time like this. Arms. And dive down. On up. So the next one's going to take us to the floor. I'm just gonna go. You can't see my head. Okay, so watch me first. Got a lot of stuff going on. Throw up to the ground, floor, up, sky. That's the sky. Down to the ground. I'm gonna come forward to a plank. And then I'm going to go to downward dog. Downward dog. Bend my knees. Come up. Bend my knees. Come up. Bring a leg to the sky. Open it up. Go. Whee! Tip it over. And stretch. Down to the ground. And up. Bring it back. And around. To the ground. Curl into a ball. And open. Curl into a ball. And open. Curl around and around. And come all the way back. Up. So again, real quick. Woo! Dive. Plank. Downward dog. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. Leg up. Bend. Flip it over. Bend. Hop. Hop. Through. Whee! X. Curl. Curl. Curl around. Come up. To standing. Yes.
Are we switching? Are we doing it multiple times and switching the leg that's kicking up between each one?
Yeah. We'll switch sides. Yay. Okay, here we go. Does it work when I'm on the ground? Can you still see me? Let's get 5, 6, 7, 8. Up. Down. Plank. And pull. 2, 3, 4. Never stop. 2, 3, 4. Bend. Straighten. Bend. Straighten. And leg. 2, 3, 4. Bend. 2, 3, 4. Over. 2, 3, 4. And up. It over. And through. Down. Ground. And curl. Curl. Open. Curl. Open. Up. Back. And side. 6, 7, 8. Up. Plank, pull, 2, 3, 4. Dog, 2, 3. Other leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend. 2, 3, 4. Flip it over. 2, 3, 4. Up. Over. And down. 2. Dog. Round. We go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Curl over. Open. And curl. Open. Come. Up. 2. And it all. One more time. Up. Plank. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Leg up. 2, 3, 4. Bend. Up. Flip it over. And down to your X. Curl. 2. Open. Curl. Open. Curl. And coming back up for our last side. Up. Down. Flip. 2, 3, 4. Downward dog. 3, 4. Bend. 3. Leg up. 2, 3, 4. Bend. 2, 3, 4. Flip it over. 2, 3, 4. Bend. Open. Up. Down to the ground and curl. Open. Curl. Open. And come up. 2, 4. And good job, everybody. All right. I had more, but I'm going to pass the torch.
Awesome. Thank you, Jocelynn. That was experimental with music, so I'm sorry if that cut out for some people. But thank you for.
Yeah, that happened with me with Marisa yesterday.
Yeah, so that's something we'll have to look at for future parties if we're going to have music. But next we have Fallon with Turnout Dance.
Hey guys, okay, let me adjust this where I think you'll be able to see me. Yeah, everybody can see me there? Okay, so we're gonna do turnout dance. This is meant to get all of the stabilization in the pocket, which is that little indent in the side butt. So that's gonna feel all very, very warm and juicy when we're done with this, okay? So we're gonna start on your side. Doesn't matter which one, we're gonna do both. So making sure that your hips are stacked, you're not leaning forward, your butt's not falling back. So nice and stacked and square and straight. Then my bottom arm is just laying flat down on the ground. My top arm, I like to bring in front of me, fingers towards my chest, so I can activate all of my back muscles and my tricep and kind of use it as stabilizing. Okay, from here, we're going to bring our knees up to our chest into a fetal position. We're gonna be working the top leg on this one. So we're gonna start with leg swings. We're gonna do 4 with the leg bent in front, swinging back. 4 with the leg coming to straight, getting a nice hamstring stretch. Yeah, and then 4 where we pick up our knee in the back every time. And then I'm just gonna keep going, so you just follow along from there, okay? Here we go. So swing to the front, 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straight leg this time, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting up the back knee, 4, 3, 2, and 1, leaving it there. Straightening that back leg, reaching out across in front of you. So you have this nice diagonal. We're gonna pulse the back leg back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're gonna rotate it in its hip socket. So turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. Point your toe, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. Keeping it turned out, so heel pushing forward in front. You're going to lift it up to the side. Bottom leg is gonna go straight and your top arm can go back into that stabilizing position. Yeah? Now I'm gonna use these inner thigh muscles to pull the leg towards me for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And now we are going to turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. Point your toe, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. These might not be big movements, and that's a-okay. All right, we're going to do 4 batmas. So leg comes down and bring it back up. 3, 2, and 1, and flex the foot for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leave it up there. Hydraulics. So I'm gonna bend my knee, bring my knee to my chest, tap my toe down to my knee. This is where your hips wanna roll back, don't let them. Yeah, then knee back up into my ribs, and up. And again, we're gonna do 4 of those, so 3 more. Flexing down, tapping the toe, bringing the knee back to the ribs, and up. 2 more. You guys are doing great. Boom. And back up. Last one. And then 28 more, I promise. It's gonna be great. We're gonna add on to this, so hydraulic. Tap the toe down. Bring your leg parallel, so knee in front of you. Knee rotates back up into the ribs and back up. 3 more, just like that. I bet you're feeling it in your butt now. This is gonna get way more terrible before it gets better, I promise. 2 more. Tapping it down and in and up. 1 more. Flexing, tapping the toe down, parallel, turn out, and up, and up. 4 more we're adding on. Hydraulic down, knee parallel, straighten your leg, bring it back in, turn out, knee to ribs, and straighten. 3 more. Flex, and down. Parallel, straighten, bring it back, and up, knee up, and straighten. 2 more, down. Parallel, straighten the leg, bring it in, and up, knee to ribs, straighten. Last one, flex it down. Tap the toe, turn it in, straighten, bend the knee, up, knee to ribs, and up. We've got 4 more we're adding on. You're doing awesome, you got this. Tap it down, parallel, straighten the leg, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. Bend the knee, coming back up. 3 more like that, and straighten, hydraulic down, parallel, straighten, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. Bend the knee, coming up, knee to ribs, and straighten. 2 more. Tap it down, parallel, straighten, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. Bend the knee, turn it out, knee to ribs, and straighten. I think that was the last one. I don't know. Here we go. So keeping the heel turned, or the leg turned out, so the heel pushing forward. You're gonna kill me this time for reals. You're going to bring this all the way down in front of you and back up for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, 4, for 3. You got it. You're so strong. 2 more. Last one. Yeah, get some bottoms in here. 4 more. Lift. 3, 2, 1. Flex it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leaving it there. Point your toe. Circle the top arm above you. Roll to your back. 8 bottoms here. Point your toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Flex the foot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you can sit up. Check out your little rotation. If you sit up, relax your feet. That working side hopefully is really turned out, and your other side not so much. Maybe? All right. We are going to do the other side. Towards the other side. You're fine. My Frenchie is whining at the top of the stairs as if she can't climb them. All right. So laying on that other side, top hand, fingers towards you. Bringing it up to the field. We're going to start with our 4 leg swings. First with bent knee in front, then straight, and then lifting our knee on the back. Then we'll go from there. All right, here we go. Swinging to the front for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and straight leg. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna lift our knee on the back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leave it there. Reaching across, straightening that back leg, and pulsing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. Point your toe, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. And now, leaving it turned out, straightening the bottom leg, lifting that top leg to the sky. Whew, I got crampy in my calf. Sorry about that. Okay, fingers back towards you. Using your inner thighs to pull towards you for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flex the foot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. Point the toe, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out. And into 4 batmas. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flex the foot for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And hydraulics, 4 of them. Bending the knee, tapping the toe, watching your hips, bringing it back up. And straighten. Flexing down. 2. Knee up. Flexing down. 3. Knee to ribs. Up. Last one before 28 more. I don't really know that's how many it is, but it feels like more than that. All right, we're going to flex down. Tap the toe. Parallel. Turn out. Knee to ribs. And up. Again. Tapping. Parallel. Turn out. Knee to ribs. And up. Flexing down. turn in, turn out, back up, last one, flexing, tapping the toe, turning it in, and back up, all the way up, and adding on, flexing down, turning in, straighten, and bend, turn out, knee to ribs, and straighten, flexing down. This is 2. Parallel, straighten, bend, knee up, knee to the ribs, straighten, flexing down, 3. Turn in, straighten, bend, knee up, knee to ribs, straighten, last one of this one, you got it, knee down, straighten, bend, and up, knee to ribs, and up, and flexing down, tapping down, turning in, straighten, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, bending, knee up, knee to ribs, and all the way up, 3 more, tapping down, parallel, straighten, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, bring it in, and up, knee to ribs, and straighten, 2 more, tapping down, parallel, straighten, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, bring it in, and up, last one, flexing down, parallel, straighten, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, turn it out, bring it in, and up, knee to ribs, and up, and 8, where we're gonna keep our heel pulling forward in our turnout and lowering down. 4, 8. In front of you, 7. And 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. You can cuss at me all you want, it's really fine. Last one. All right, hands on bot miles. 4, 4. 3. 2. And 1, flex the foot. 4. 3. 2. And 1, point your toe, reach the arm up above you. To your back. 8 Batmas here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flex the foot for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You guys did it. Nice work, everybody. I hope you fill your pockets. We're gonna take like a 2-minute quick break, grab some water, do what you gotta do, and then Casey is gonna take us through some ankles and feet.
Thank you, Fallon. That burns so good.
Hey guys, take another second or two, grab water, anything else you need, and we'll dive right in. Volume good, Cressie? Okay, awesome. All right, guys, I'll wait another few seconds and we'll get started. Check in with everybody. Great, seeing so many faces. Amazing, yay. All right, you guys, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Do some feet and ankle strengthening stuff. We do it a lot as dancers, as aerialists. I feel like we could do more of it. So this is good for everyone. I'm gonna step away from the camera real quick and just wanna make sure everyone's able to see what my feet are doing. Let's hold the camera just a little bit. How's that? Good? Okay, awesome. All right, you guys, so we're gonna start out with what are called some elevates. So those are just basically straight leg raises. Okay, so we're gonna do 8 sets on both feet and then 8 sets on each foot. So one thing I want everyone to be aware of when you do this, so looking at my feet in parallel, as I rise up, I want to make sure that my knees are tracking over my toes. I'm not rolling in, but I'm also not rolling out on the ankle. That's no good. We don't want to do that. So thinking about stacking everything, and almost imagine you have something between your legs that you're squeezing, so you're feeling that resistance in the inner thighs. So I'm going to stand sideways. Again, you're welcome to hold on to something like a chair, a countertop. If you want an extra challenge, do this without anything. So again, we're going to come parallel, feet about hip distance apart here. And then we want to make sure that our weight stays over that big and second toe. So let's go ahead and do 8 sets of these. Arms can just be down by your side. You can do a traditional ballet first position arm, fifth position arm, or just chill by your waist. Here we go, everybody. Ready? We're going to do a set of 8, both legs. Rising up and roll through the legs. And up and down. Knees stay nice and straight. Thinking about controlling the legs as you lower rather than just plopping down. Really rolling through. 3 more. 2. And 1. Good. Go ahead and pick one leg. I recommend you take your least favorite leg so it gets more work. This case is my left. So I'm going to pick one leg up and just bend it and hold it beside the other leg as I rise up. Okay? So here we go. Ready? And up and down. And up and down. Up. Thinking about keeping your core and your glutes engaged here, really stretching through that leg. Hang in there, 3 more. And 2. And last one, good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and switch legs. Pick up the other leg, core engaged, and lift, and lower. Nice, everybody. Again, feel free to hold on to something if you need it for support or balance. We got 3 more. 2. And last one, and rest. Awesome. Great job, you guys. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, instead of parallel, we're gonna stand in ballet in what's called a first position. So, standing parallel, we're gonna flex one foot, turn that leg out, just like we were doing in Fallon's exercise, and lower it to the floor. Flex the other foot, turn it out, place it down. Your heels should be touching or kissing together, toes pointing out in a V. That's our first position, okay? So from that position, we're gonna do what we call releves. So a releve is when we bend our knees before we come up. So with the elevate, we just did that straight leg up and down. This time we're gonna bend our knees and then push into the floor to straighten. And as we roll down through the feet, we're gonna bend our knees again as we lower to the ground. I'll show that one more time. So I'm starting in a bend or a plie, like Jocelynn talked about in the beginning. Rise up, roll through plie. We're gonna do 16 of those, my bad, 16. So again, I'm gonna stand sideways view here. All right, we all ready? 2 sets of 8, here we go. We have plie, releve, plie, releve. Thinking about that tailbone, dropping straight down so we're not sticking our butt out. Imagine you're sliding down the wall here. So bend the knees and stretch the knees. And bend the knees and stretch the knees. Great job, everybody. That's set 1. Set 2. Here we go. Should be feeling those calves. Ankles are working. Feet are working. We got 4 more. Keep breathing. 3 and 2 and 1. And let's hold it up here at the top. So my weight is over my big and second toe here. I'm not rolling out onto the pinky. Squeeze your butt. And let's try to take our hands off if we're holding on to something and balance. Hold. And roll down. Shake it out. Nice, you guys. All right. So now, tilt my camera again. Sorry about that. So now we're going to come into what's called a second position in dance or in ballet. So starting in our first, we're going to stretch that leg out to the side in a tendu and having the legs nice and wide. So kind of like a big, deep, turned out squat, except instead of sitting the hips back, we're going to drop that tailbone straight down. Really important that these knees track over that big and second toe and don't roll in. That we don't want to do. We want to think about those thighs rotating and the knees pressing back. So we're going to do 8 deep plies here. After the 8th one, we're going to stay down. I'm going to lift up my right heel and lower. Lift and lower. 8 of those. 8 on the left. And then after that, we're going to hold that plie, lift the heels, stretch the legs, lower down. Then we're going to reverse it. Rise up, plie, roll through the feet, and straighten. It's going to burn. It's going to be good. So again, quick review. 8.
Hey, Casey, can you demo a little bit over to the side so you're in front of the white of your counter because you're kind of blending into the background?
Yes.
Thank you.
So over to this side. Or this
Other
side.
direction. Yeah, your black pants are blending into your kitchen, but if you stand in front of your counter,
Gotcha.
then yeah, got it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
So once again, we're going to do 8 grand plies in second. Hold it down. Lift one heel for 8. Other heel for 8. And then we're going to lift both heels at the same time. Stretch the legs. Lower down. Reverse it. Roll through and stretch. All right, you guys, let's do it. Again, you're welcome to grab, hold on to a chair, hold on to a counter if you need something to balance. Hands can be on your waist, or if you want to open the arms in a second position, or hold them in a low fifth. All those are great options. All right, guys, here we go. And down, and up, and down, and up. Really feeling this rotation of the thighs, knees pointing back. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And let's hold it down, lifting that right heel and lower for 8, 7, 6, and 5. Keep breathing, you guys are doing great. 3, and 2. Give that foot a rest, other side for 8, and 7. Quad should be burning here too. Awesome. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. That foot lowers down. Deepen that plie, lift those heels, stretch the legs, and lower, reverse that, rise up. Plie, heels stay lifted, squeeze those heels down, and straighten, shake it out. Awesome, you guys. All right, we're gonna go ahead and come on down to the ground. So if you have your mat, go ahead and grab that. Gonna do one or two things for our feet down here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pass the torch over to the lovely Janelle. All right, doing good? You guys hanging in there? Awesome. Okay, so a lot of your aerial instructors or even your dance instructors might tell you, point your toes, point your toes. So there's a lot that actually goes into that rather than just curling those toes over. That's not traditionally pointing your foot. So when you want to point your foot, it's actually a four-stage step. So if you're really going to flex that foot nice and hard, I'm thinking about reaching energy through that heel. Now from here, I'm going to try and point through my ankle, but my toes are still pulling back. From here, I'm going to lengthen the toes rather than curling them. It's kind of hard to see, but you don't want to squeeze the toes under. You want the toes to finish up that line. And then we're going to pull those toes back and flex the foot. So I'll show that one more time. Point through the ankle, lengthen the toes, pull the toes back, and flex the ankle. We good with that? I'll go ahead and keep the camera on this angle so you guys can see. We're gonna do 2 sets of 8. All right, here we go. So again, foot's nice and flexed, and we have ankle, lengthen the toes, pull the toes back, and flex. Lengthen, point, pull the toes back. You should be feeling this not only in the ankle, but pulling up in the muscles up by your shin bone. Really articulating through the feet here. Awesome job, guys. Couple more. Last 2. Now, last time we're gonna hold that pointed foot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just pull the toes back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and flex all the way. Good. Go ahead and roll that ankle out a couple times, both directions. Awesome, you guys. That was great. All right, let's do it on the other side. So other foot. Again, starting out, getting that knee as straight as possible, really reaching through that heel so we feel that length of the Achilles tendon. And we have 8 of these. Through the arch, lengthen the toes, pull the toes back, and flex. Lengthen. If you guys can hear, my ankles and feet are crunching like crazy over here. And lengthen and point. Awesome job, you guys. Let's do 4 more. You might notice that one foot might be a little tighter or more flexible than the other. That's typically pretty normal. Just lets us know what we got to work on more. And last time. And let's hold that full extension of that point for 10. Really thinking about lengthening and reaching energy through the toes. For 4, for 3, for 2, and pulling the toes back. So we're actively flexing the toes back as we're still pointing through that ankle here. 4, 3, 2, last time, flex it, and go ahead and roll that ankle a couple times and reverse. Shake it out. Awesome, thank you guys so much. I believe we're taking another 5 break, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Casey. So at 5 o'clock is when we're gonna start the deep flex section with Janelle. And so when we come back at 5, I'll let Janelle introduce herself. Thank you so much for everyone who stuck around for all of the dance conditioning portion of this. It was really, really challenging and fun. So thank you guys so much. Take a break. And I hope that you come back for 30 minutes of deep flex. Janelle is amazing and she will definitely get into those legs. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can type them into the chat box. I'm gonna stick around for the 5-minute break. So I'm here if you need me. All right, everybody, if you hear me, maybe now you can see me. All right. Not sure if everybody's quite back yet. Ooh, yeah, Jake, get it. All right, so we are going to finish up today's session with some really awesome deep leg flexibility with one of my favorite coaches and humans in the world, Janelle. She is amazing. And I'll let her introduce herself and what she does and what she's about to do to all of you.
Hello, everybody. This is Janelle. Hopefully you can see me now. I am a contortionist and an aerialist. Hi, hello. I see a bunch of my friends in San Francisco waving at me. It's so cute. We are just gonna do some deep leg flexibility. So we're gonna start gentle and ease in. I like to think about stretching, you know, the way that you would get into like a hot bath. So you don't just like plunge yourself into it. You kind of gently ease your way in so that it's not overwhelming. And we're gonna work all the way up to and including our splits. There are variations for all of these. So if you're like, splits are not happening for me today, that's completely fine. You'll have options. So I will ask that folks keep their microphones off primarily, but if at any point you're like, hey, this isn't working for me, I really need a variation, like please feel free to say something. I won't see it if you put it in the chat. I'm gonna be too far away from my phone. That said, be kind and gentle to yourself. It's weird times, so we gotta be as nice to ourselves as we're being to other people. And let's go ahead and start standing up. I'll turn sideways so that you all can see, but you don't have to face any particular direction. You're gonna stand with your feet parallel at about hip distance apart. And then the first thing you're gonna do is stick your butt out, which is super fancy. Good. With the butt stuck out and the knees nice and straight, we're gonna lean forward, keeping the back flat or maybe even arched. You can support yourself on your legs here with your arms. The goal is not necessarily to get really low to the ground, but rather to keep the back flat and to be really actively rolling the hips up behind you, like you're trying to show your butt to somebody behind you. And this should isolate the stretch in the hamstrings and the backs of the legs. So if you feel this in your low back, try flattening the back out a little more, or try coming up a little higher so that you can roll the booty up a little bit more. Good. And then go ahead and round forward. Head, neck, and shoulders are heavy. Grab your opposite side elbows, keeping the knees nice and straight. We're gonna sway side to side here. And you can let your sway be quite dramatic, so that at the side of the sway, you're looking at the outside of your ankle. We're already getting a little bit of movement into those hips, probably feeling those hips a little bit after turnout dance. Don't worry, we'll get to them. And then let your sway gently slow and come to center. Check in that your neck is relaxed and your head is really heavy here. If you prefer to have a little support, you can put your hands on the ground, or you can put them on stacks of dictionaries, or whatever you have lying around. We want a strong but not unbearable stretch in the back of the leg. And then we'll go ahead and bend one knee gently, keeping the other leg nice and straight so that we're stretching over one leg at a time. And switch, bending the other knee and straightening the other knee. Very nice, beautiful. And then straighten both legs, stay where you are. I'm just turning so you can see. Then I'm gonna either walk my hands around the ground, or if I'm using something to support my hands, we'll use this as an example. I'm just gonna take this in my hand, use it as like a platform shoe for my hand to walk myself all the way around, keeping my head low, my legs nice and straight. I'm thinking of wrapping my belly around my upper thigh here. Breathing air. That's the hardest part sometimes, I tell you. And then you're gonna come back through center, all the way around to the other side. Legs are straight, head is heavy. Wrapping the belly around the thigh. It's all right if your hips shift side to side a little bit here. Don't worry about that too much. Just try to find a nice stretch in the back and the inside of the leg that you're coming toward. And then come back to center and have a seat. Let all the blood come back down out of your face. That was a long time to be upside down, especially if you haven't been able to be training aerial lately, so good job. We're gonna put the legs right out in front of us. I'm gonna go a little bit diagonal so you can see this better. And we're gonna do 2 exercises that are mirror images of each other. We're gonna do like, let's just do 8 because we're in dance time. So we'll just do 8 of everything because it's dancey. The first thing we're gonna do is round forward, getting as much of a curl in the upper back as we can. Round over our legs and then slide to straighten out, arching up. We're gonna do 8 of those. Ready, go. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one, make it your best. 8. Good. And then the next one we're gonna do, surprise, surprise, is we're gonna arch forward and then round up. So like our belly wants to come to our thigh and then dragging the head and the arms on the way up. And if you feel fancy, you can bring your arms up behind you. So that, here we go. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 100. Good, and then shake it all out, moving everything around. Very nice. The next one we're gonna do is our hurdler stretch. This is a stretch, oops, I'm gonna turn us sideways a little bit so you can see me better. Good. This is a stretch for my quad and the front of my hip. It's one of my favorites. Oh no, am I sideways to you all now? Oh shoot. Okay, are we all right? Okay, cool, thank you. I mean, I guess you could do it sideways. You'll figure it, you're smart people, it's fine. I really like this stretch. It's nice and gentle because I'm not putting any weight on the joint that I'm stretching. So it's not like a lunge where my body weight is helping sink me down into my hip. I'm opening the hip by pushing it up toward the ceiling so I can adjust it a lot more. So I'm gonna tuck one leg behind me. I wanna have the heel and the booty in contact, but I don't wanna be sitting on my heel. And then I'm gonna lower myself down to my elbows. If you're trying this and it like twists or pinches in your knee at all, go ahead and come out and you're gonna do a version on the wall. Everybody else just hang tight. If you're on the wall version, you're gonna stand with one hand to balance. You're gonna grab the ankle, not the foot, of the leg that you wanna stretch, and you're gonna pull that heel towards your butt while dropping that knee to match the other knee. If you want more stretch here, you can engage the glute of the down leg to press the hip forward. And you're gonna try to do that without arching too much in the spine. So, floor people, if you've been hanging out at your elbows for a moment and you feel like you can go lower, that's fine, but make sure that you're pausing at elbows just to notice where the stretch is in the leg and to soften it while it's still a gentle stretch. This is that getting into a hot bath feeling, right? We don't wanna just plunge into the deepest stretch. We wanna ease into it gently. So that said, if you want, you can lower further down. And if you've lowered further down and you want a little more stretch, you can use the glute of the bent leg to push that hip up towards the ceiling by engaging that butt cheek just a little bit. And that should open the joint of the hip up a little more and increase the stretching sensation. If you still want a little more stretch, you're going to take the free leg up to the side in a static position alongside your body. And that will add a little bit of weight to that hip. Everybody breathe. We're going to be here for a second because it's nice and gentle. We can chill out for a minute. And then come on out of there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Tucking the other leg underneath us. Or if you're standing at the wall, just flipping sides and pulling the other leg up underneath you, tucking that heel to butt. And then floor people, come to your elbows on this side. And even if you know you can go lower than this, even if this is a very gentle stretch, it's okay. Take a moment just to notice the stretch and to actively soften it using your brain before it becomes really intense later on. Good. Beautiful work. And then if you want to lower all the way, you can lower all the way. If you want to engage the glute of the bent leg to press that hip up, go for it. And if you want to bring the free leg into a stag position alongside you, go for it. If you're very quiet, you might be able to hear my cat snoring. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear her. Okay. Come on out of there, everybody. Good job. We are going to get into our lunge and split sequence. I'm just going to do a quick time check, make sure we are on track. Perfect, yes. Okay, so we're going to do our lunge sequence. If you know that in your split you're going to want some support on either side of you, go ahead and grab yoga blocks, stacks of books. Upside down pots actually work really well for this, or upside down bowls. Cats are a good size if you can wrangle them. If you have friends who are just like hanging out, you can use their thighs. You got lots of options, but grab yourself some kind of accoutrement if you're going to want it. And I know you're not going to be able to see my face for this, but that's less important than seeing the legs. So you can just remember how beautiful my face looks while we do this exercise. We're going to start with a nice 90-degree angle in the front leg and a 90-degree angle in the back leg. Here we can easily square our hips, checking in with our two hip bones in the front, making sure that they're both pointing the same direction. If our hips are unsquare, the front hip bone will be pointing kind of diagonally and the back hip bone will be pointing away from us. We want to undo that by pulling the femur into the socket in the front and by pressing the hip forward in the back. That's going to be true the whole time. It's just easiest to do it here. So go ahead and take a moment to find squareness. Then we're going to engage the back glute gently to press that hip forward. This will feel a lot like the hurdler stretch that we just did, a little bit of a gentle lengthening in the front here. Then keeping the shoulders stacked up over the hips, I'm going to walk my front foot forward about 1 foot distance and lower to my low lunge, trying to keep my shoulders stacked above my hips. If I want to grab onto my accoutrements underneath me, I'm more than welcome to do that. But I don't want to lean forward over the front leg here. It's going to cheat me out of some of the hip stretch. Beautiful. Checking that that glute is still engaged. Checking that the front foot is right under the knee so that I can press really firmly with the front leg into the floor. Whichever leg is back, that arm comes up alongside my ear. And then up and over to a side stretch. So I'm supporting myself on the floor with the down arm, and I'm reaching really long with the up arm. If this is tweaking my low back in any way, I can come on out, lean forward a little bit, and then over to the side. We haven't warmed up our back, so we don't want to give it a surprise back bend. Beautiful. Very nice. And then come on out of there. We're going to lean forward over the front leg. I know I told you just now not to do this, but we're going to do this together. We're going to tuck the chin
And then we're gonna do a really fun little game for our hip. We're gonna tuck the back toe under, and then we're gonna try to straighten the knee without letting the hip lift up in space. So normally if I straighten my knee without thinking about it, everything will lift. But what I wanna do instead here is take the bend in the knee out by putting it into the bend in the hip. You can also think of trying to straighten the knee and sink the hip simultaneously. Go ahead and do 5 of those on your own time. I trust you guys to count to 5. You can do it. And then when you're done, go ahead and just put both hands to the inside of your front leg to show me you're done. Beautiful. I'm gonna give people a second. Some detail-oriented folks in here. I love it. Take your time on these. They can be a little intense. You're doing great. Nice. And then everybody go ahead and bring both hands to the inside of the front leg, like this. And then you can stay up on your hands if you like, or if you prefer, you can come down to your elbows and open that front leg out to the side like a book opening. You can stay really strong in your ankle so that the outside knife edge of the foot is on the floor, or you can let your ankle relax if that feels comfortable to you. It's really up to you, the foot position here. Just don't do anything that feels icky. Beautiful. Good job, team. Nice. And then come on out of there. We're gonna press up and back. So now we have a bent back leg that's holding the majority of our body weight and a nice straight front leg that's pretty light on the floor. I want to keep my arms on my accoutrement and I want to keep my weight in my arms rather than in my front leg so that the front leg can be really long and straight without having to hold a whole lot of my body weight. And here I'm going to flex and point my front foot a few times. And as I flex, I'm really thinking of trying to put the toenails onto the shin, just like we were doing in Casey's foot and ankle work earlier today. Beautiful. And then with the front foot flexed, I'm going to windshield wiper my leg side to side in the hip socket, nice and slowly. It's gonna look like this. Doo-doo, 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 good. And it's all right if my hips move side to side as I do this, as long as I'm keeping the weight in my arms. And then re-point that front foot. All right, so here you have 3 options. If this is a really beneficial stretch for the back of your front leg, you can hang out here and work on going lower over that leg. If you loved that lunge and you felt like that was really opening up your hip, you can go back to your lunge or any lunge variation that you enjoyed. If you want to stretch both the front leg and the back hip at the same time, you're going to slide forward to your split, but I'm going to be super picky about how we do it. So the only thing that moves on the floor is going to be the front heel. The back knee is not going to slide back at all. And I'm going to keep the majority of my weight in my arms so that I can stack my shoulders over my hips as early on as possible and have my weight be right in the center, not over one leg or the other, but really in the middle. Ready, go. Good job, everybody. If splits are pretty comfortable for you, and this is a pretty normal part of your day and you want a little challenge, I want you to do a leg straightener with the front leg 5 times. So that means you're going to press the back of the knee down towards the ground extra hard using the muscles just above the kneecap 5 times. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. And then same thing with the back leg. You're going to do 5 leg straighteners, and that's going to lighten the weight on the kneecap. You're going to keep the glute engaged. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. And everybody come on out of there. Nice job. Good work, team. We are going to do the same thing on the other side. How we doing? Show me with your thumb. Okay, great. Yay, beautiful. Okay, as far as I can see, it's thumbs up. If you have a thumb down, I didn't see it, so it doesn't count. But I hope that everyone was thumbs up. Same thing, other side. So we're gonna start in our nice 90-90 lunge. Kucha. Gentle engagement in the back glute, pressing that hip forward. Shoulders are stacked over hips. Hip bones are nice and square. Walk that front foot forward and then lower to the low lunge. Really pressing strongly with the front leg here so that this is what's holding me up. And my back leg can relax like a kangaroo tail or a T-Rex tail. It's just kind of there to balance me, but it's not doing any active holding up. Good. And whichever leg is back, bring that arm up alongside your ear and up and over to the side. And then come on out of there. Beautiful. We're gonna lean forward over the front leg, tuck the chin, tuck the back toes under on your own count because you guys are all smart people and I trust you to do your own 5. We're gonna straighten the knee, keeping the hip as low as possible. Ready, go. When you're done with your 5, no rush, meet us with both legs on the same side of the outside leg, so both sides on the inside, either hands or elbows, opening that back knee, excuse me, that front knee, my bad, out to the side. Oh my gosh, somebody's beautiful white cat is like front and center and I'm dying. Oh, Fallon, is that your kitty? Oh. Good, and then we're gonna come out of there, pressing up to our straight front leg position on this side, remembering that our different sides are different, so maybe what felt comfortable on one side might feel a little bit less comfortable on the other side, and that's okay, as long as we're just stretching the right line to a productive level of stretch on both sides. We don't have to put our bones in the same place. We just wanna stretch the same lines in our muscles. So that said, we're gonna flex and point the front foot a few times, really going for that big calf stretch here. You're gonna need it. After all the toe pointing we did, all the eleves and releves. And then with that front foot flexed, go ahead and windshield wiper it side to the side to side. Keeping it really strongly flexed here. Good, and then re-point the front foot. Once again, keeping your weight in your arms. Seriously, it's really important to help stretch the leg really effectively that we're letting the arms do the holding up. We're gonna slide the front foot forward, thinking of scooping the whole leg into the floor. So this front leg moves as one piece the entire time, and the shoulders will come up over the hips as early on in this process as possible. Beautiful. Still pressing down firmly with the arms. And then if you're flat or nearly flat, or if you want a challenge here, you're gonna do 5 leg straighteners with the front leg. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. And then 5 leg straighteners with the back leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And everybody come on out of there. Nice job, team. Good splits. I think we have time to do one more little guy for our pocket. Oh yeah, we got like 5 minutes. I'm gonna finish up just a couple minutes before the end so that Cressie can talk to you briefly. But we're gonna do, this is like my favorite stretch. This I call the W-shaped stretch. There are 2 W-shaped stretches. One of them is this one and one of them is a big contortion stretch, but we're gonna do the easier one. So we're gonna start with our body in a W shape, like so. And you really want this to be pleasant and wide so that you don't feel any stretch anywhere in this position as we're starting out. I'm gonna take one leg and I'm gonna bring it across me so that my ankle is on the thigh of the bent leg. I want this up foot to be really strongly flexed or really strongly pointed. I don't want it to be kind of just floppy and hanging out. If I engage this foot, It's gonna protect my knee from getting twisted. Then, either strongly flexed or strongly pointed, I'm gonna walk my bottom foot in towards my butt as close as possible. Then, if I want to, I can start to walk my chest toward my shin, thinking of arching my back, sitting up really straight, and putting my chest onto my shin here. Beautiful. Very nice. This should feel awesome after turnout dance. And then if I want a little bit more of a challenge here, I can windshield wiper leading with my bottom leg, opening down, coming across, and opening the other direction. And most people will have one direction that feels really strong and one direction that doesn't feel like much. So make sure that you're spending a little bit of extra time on the side that feels like a strong stretch, because we came here to stretch. So why would we hang out in a position that doesn't stretch us? Good. Very nice. And then come back up to center one more time, trying to put the chest on the shin. I realize I'm totally decapitated in the video right now. And then you're gonna lean back into your arms, walk that bottom foot forward so that you're nice and relaxed before you take the top leg off, so that we're not flinging the top leg away. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the other leg. So starting in our nice wide W position, other leg up and over, strongly flexed or strongly pointed, your choice. Walk that bottom foot in close to your booty, and then start walking your hands in, chest towards shin. Very nice. Good job, everybody. Good at stretching. Really thinking of sitting up straight, maybe even of arching the back here. And then you can go ahead and windshield wiper that leg side to side, nice and slowly. Feeling all of the hip socket feelings. And then coming back to center, trying again to bring that chest as close to the shin as possible. And then walk back out in your arms, walk that foot out, come on out of there. Everybody put your legs flat on the floor. And this is the best and most important stretch. We're just gonna flop them around like crazy. Let them be soft and noodly. Your knees can bend, your ankles can flop, your feet can be like dead fishes. We've made them do a lot of straight lines and a lot of engagement. So this is like recess. Just let them noodle around. And on that note, my darlings, you did fantastic leg stretching. Thank you so much. Cressie, do you have anything you want to say to the group, or do you want me to close us out?
Maybe you can close us out and then maybe I'll say something too. I don't know.
Sure, yeah, okay. So in closing, in conclusion, thank you to all of the co-teachers. It was so lovely to get to dance around in my living room with you. Thank you to all of the students. The fact that people are showing up for these in the numbers that they are and with like the fantastic attitudes and just like trying really hard and being part of this community really is like a bright spot in all of the weirdness that is being quarantined. So thank you. I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate all of you. And a really big extra special thanks to Cressie, who this has now become like her part-time job, is like managing all of these classes, communicating with all of the coaches, putting out all the information. I mean, the amount of behind the scenes stuff that she's doing that we don't all see is really incredible. So lots and lots of appreciation to Cressie as well. And I will turn it over to Cressie.
Do any of the other coaches from today want to say anything?
Just thank you everybody for showing up. It's always lovely to see everybody here and so many people, which is super awesome. Keep sharing it with your friends.
Yes.
I'll just echo what Jocelynn just said. Thank you everybody for coming and noodling around with us.
Same. Thank you everybody so much, especially if you did something different today that was maybe a little out of your comfort zone. Thanks for doing stuff with us. And Janelle, that was fantastic.
Yay, awesome. So great to have everyone here today. I'm personally going to spend probably another like 6 minutes or so working on my splits now that they're nice and warm. So I encourage anybody who wants to do the challenge to maybe spend 1 I don't know, Janelle, is 2 minutes too long to spend in a split? Like, I'm gonna try maybe a 1 to 2 minutes per
You
side.
spend however long you want in there, Cressie. I'm not gonna stop you.
So that's my challenge to you guys. Thank you all so much for coming. Tomorrow is our aerial intensive. So we will have more leg strengthening stuff, but we're also going to be working on grip strength, hanging muscles, a few other things that I'll write out in detail on the event page. That is another 90-minute awesome intensive tomorrow. That is sometime in the afternoon. I will post this on the Facebook page. I don't have it right in front of me, unfortunately. And just if anybody wants the donation information, it is my name on Venmo, and it's also my name at Gmail on PayPal. And you can message me for more information. But thank you all so much. And I want to do this like we did a collective high five yesterday, and today I want to do what I call a love burst. If you want to join, that would be awesome. Consent only. It's not a forced thing, only if you wish to do this. But it looks like this. You make a heart, you bring it back, and then you go and you send it out to the world and everybody that you love. Thank you all so much. I hope to see you tomorrow or further in the week, and we'll roll out a new schedule for next week very soon.